Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello again, my students. I hope that you're doing well. Actually, we skipped 1 week without studying or teaching because of your examination period, and I hope that you did very well. Today, we will be talking about the last listening lesson in Unit 9, all that jazz, on page 116. Okay, actually, I will not talk in details about this page because of two reasons. The first one, I just want to concentrate on exercise E, this one. Okay, so the listening track will be related to this one. This is number one. Number two, actually, this exercise or this page or lesson is not included in your final exam, but even it is, that doesn't mean you don't have to study it and to answer the questions that are related to this exercise. Once you finish the lesson and you listen to the track and you start answering the questions, you have to send the answers to your teacher because of your uh, uh, because of your participation, your homework, when you did your homework, whether your homework will be in your student book, workbook, worksheets, whatever. Okay, as your teacher, I will take my notes and start making your third assessment period. يعني علامة الشهر الثالث. So at the end, I will sum up all your participation, all what you sent to me, okay, to make your third assessment period, the third mark. Okay, this is, I think, this is a very clear for all of you. That's why I just want to remind you of this point again. Now, in this listening task, especially exercise E, there will be a conversation about something. I just want you to listen and to figure out the ideas. This kind of questions is not a difficult one. You can do it easily, you can do it alone. Once you're sure about your answers, you can send me the answers. After that, I will check your answers and send you the model answers to check whether you got everything right or not. Okay, now we will be listening to the track. After that, I will be waiting for your answers. Let's start.
Listening, Unit 9, page 116. E. You will hear two people talking about lost works of art. For questions 1 to 6, choose the best answer, A, B, C, or D.
What is it about lost art and garages? First it was Picasso works, now it's Klimt.
Oh yes, I remember the Picasso findings from a few years back. 2010 if I'm not mistaken. Around 270 undocumented works of art by Picasso were unveiled by his former electrician in France, who had stored them in his garage for around 40 years. There was a huge controversy at the time because he claimed that the artist had given him the works as a gift. But Picasso's son Claude suspected that they had actually been stolen. He claimed that Picasso always signed and dated his gifts. I wonder where these works are now.
Well, the collection was immediately seized by authorities, and they're currently being held in a vault in Nanterre, which is just outside Paris. The works are thought to be worth around £50 million, so they're being kept under lock and key by France's Central Office for the Fight Against Traffic in Cultural Goods, until a full investigation is carried out.
So what's the Klimt story?
Well, there was a fresco that used to adorn the ceiling in the studio of Art Nouveau artist Gustave Klimt. He shared the studio with his brother Ernst between 1883 and 1892. But the fresco went missing after a lift was installed in the building in the 1980s. The fresco, which is called Trumpeting Puto, shows Cupid playing a trumpet, and has been widely sought after in art circles since the 1960s.
Where was the painting eventually found?
The story goes that it turned up in a garage in northern Austria. The man who found it had only recently become aware of its significance, because Klimt had been in the news rather a lot due to his 150th birthday celebrations.
That's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? I'm sure that's bound to push up the value of the painting no end.
Well, first of all, they've got to establish its authenticity.
What? Do you mean it might not be an original?
Some art experts are disputing the fact that the fresco was done by Gustav, on the grounds that it isn't a signed piece, nor is it a particularly good work of art.
So who do they think did it then? Is it just something the finder rustled up in his spare time?
No, nothing like that. There's no doubt that the fresco is the one that adorned Klimt's studio. What is in dispute is whether it was painted by Gustav or Ernst, who was also an artist, though much less talented and celebrated. It's also said to bear similarities to other frescoes Ernst created. Some say that at best, the painting was a joint effort by the two brothers.
Okay, that was everything about the listening track. Actually, while we've been listening to the track, I just want to remind you of these tips, these useful tips to figure out any listening a track. These like a recommendation for you. Number one, to remember you will hear the recording twice. This is very important, but if you feel yourself that you're still unable to understand what are they saying, you can hear it more than twice, or three, fourth, whatever you want. You can play it again and again. Okay. Number two, read the main STEM question and make notes on your words. Don't forget to listen carefully for general attitudes or feelings expressed by the speakers, and this is very important. Okay, how they introduce their tone, their information. The second time you listen, check your notes against the answer options and decide which is the correct answer. This is what actually I informed you at the beginning of this lesson. Okay, now you got the lesson, you got the track. You have to listen again and again. Actually, you maybe you made the general idea about the lesson, about the track or the lesson. People talking about Picasso, one of the most famous artists, and his works. What happened? What was the main idea they were talking about? All these details you will be able to know them once you listen to this track again and again. Okay, now that was everything for today. We will not make it very hard for you. Just one task, one track, one job, one homework. Once you finish, send to your teacher the answers, and that was everything today. See you next time. Thank you for your listening. Goodbye.